By now, we've all pretty much heard that robots will be taking most of our jobs. But China's robotic development is on a whole other level. While other countries are trying to build a robot powered by AI, China has successfully built a robot powered by the human brain. That's right, Chinese robots were able to move objects using the power of their brains. And if you thought this was scary, keep watching till the end to find out how China might be building an army of cyborgs. A recent study published in the international journal Brain garnered worldwide attention. Scientists from China's Tianjin University collaborated with scientists from the Southern University of Science and Technology to build the first ever brain organoid. An organoid is a tissue derived from human stem cells. After successfully growing the brain in the lab, the scientists took it, placed it in a robot, and taught it to perform different tasks like gripping objects. The scientists that worked on the project called this robot the world's first open-source brain-on-a-chip intelligent complex information interaction system. This is basically just a fancy way of saying we built a robot powered by a brain. Everything is powered using a neural interface chip. The scientists successfully taught the robot to not only grip objects, but also avoid obstacles. And this is just the beginning. This Chinese brain-on-chip technology is part of a much bigger branch of robotics called brain-computer interfaces of BCIs. The goal of BCIs is to connect the brain's powerful electrical signals with the computing power of machines to achieve extraordinary results. And while other companies are only dabbling with this idea, China has made BCI its top priority. The robot is actually made up of two parts. The first is the in vitro cultured brain tissue, while the second is the electrode chip. And while this artificial brain organoid might not be exactly like the human brain because it was developed using cell culture technology, it does have some of the intelligent functions of the human brain. And this is exactly what the scientists needed. They then took the brain and smashed that like button, just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, they took the brain and hooked it with an electrode chip. Using electrode chips, along with encoding, stimulus feedback, and decoding, the researchers could easily control the robot using signals sent from the outside. By activating the brain with external stimuli, the robot achieves specific functions, enabling the organoid to autonomously take control of robots. So far, the robot has been used to track objects, avoid obstacles, grip things, and complete inspired work of various brain-like computing. For now, the brain organoid might have the structure and function of the human brain, but it comes with its own set of problems. Low maturity and insufficient supply of nutrients are some of the biggest, according to the research team at Tianjin University. So far, traditional technologies use the human brain as a test subject, but the brain-on-a-chip technology is very different. It's a very important field of brain-computer interfaces, according to the vice president of Tianjin University, Ming Dong. According to mine, what they achieved with this experiment could have a colossal impact on the hybrid intelligence tech field, and it could help develop cutting-edge technologies in the future. The interesting thing is that this quote-unquote brain-computer interface can use real human brains and even animal brains. This means that one day, when the technology is advanced enough, we won't need lab-grown organoids to power the robot. We could do it with our brain power. The brain they used on this robot was created using biotech and stem cell technology, which is very different from all the other brain-computer interfaces. And here's that robot following human instructions. To give the instructions, the joint team of researchers used ultrasound. This way, they could easily control the tiny vehicle outfitted with a brain-on-a-chip system. The way it works is the robot controls the speed and direction of both wheels to avoid the obstacles in front of it. But like I already mentioned, this robot can also track and grasp things following a similar principle. So, what does this mean for the future? Immediately after making the discovery, the Chinese team of researchers filed not one, not two, not five, but 15 national invention patents in brain-on-chip interfaces. 2 additional patents were international and under review in the UK and the US. This means that the scientists recognized the potential of this discovery as soon as they made it. In the future, they will try to push the boundaries by exploring intelligent communication, migration, and integration. And this is just the early application phase, according to Tianjin University. According to a scientist from the team of researchers, the chain-on-a-chip robot allowed technology to get one step closer to autonomy. This means that robots in the future will not need to rely on AI. We can simply control them using our brains. Just like you tell your arm to grab the phone or your leg to stand up. AI might be very powerful, but there are certain drawbacks when it comes to operating it. First, it consumes a lot of power. Second, it needs reams upon reams of data to train the robot to do a simple task. And even then, it might not do it just like we intended it. And third, and most importantly, training a robot to fold your laundry or cook your dinner take a lot of time. It will probably have to repeat the task thousands of times before it learns to do it properly. And even then, it's not guaranteed. The brain-on-a-chip technology voids all of these 3 major drawbacks. Think about it. If we could control technology with our brains, that means humans could one day control robots using just their thoughts. This way, people with disabilities will be able to do everything as long as they have a robotic counterpart to help them. Controlling the robots with our brains doesn't take a lot of power. It uses the data we already have in our brains, and we can train it to do specific tasks in seconds. Plus, we will forever close Pandora's box, which is artificial intelligence and the threat of extinction. And if you think about it, the human brain is a very small organ weighing only 3 pounds, but doctors and scientists know almost nothing about it except for its physiology. This robot is just one of the many steps to achieving true hybrid intelligence by combining the human and the robotic into one being. But it's still early to say that we will become cyborgs in 10 years. The technology is young, very young. Right now, they are working on 2 key aspects: intelligent communication and intelligent foundation. And it's this second part that's going to become the CPU of the intelligent unity. If we ever want to merge with robots and control them with our brain, we will need to efficiently simulate and analyze the brain. Until we truly understand how the brain works and how it controls our body, we will not be able to fully merge it with technology. But it seems like China is edging dangerously close to brain-robot mergers using monkeys. While the US is also working on brain-computer interfaces, China is rapidly catching up to the US, but they're envisioning a completely different use for it: cognitive enhancement. During a tech forum in April 2024 in Beijing, a company from China showed their homegrown brain-computer interface. And using this interface, a monkey could control a robotic arm just by thinking about it. From the video, we know that the scientists restrained the monkey's hands so it couldn't grab the strawberry in front of him. However, using the electrode filaments implanted in the brain, this monkey was able to move the robotic arm and take the strawberry just by thinking about it. This revolutionary technology was developed through a collaboration between New Cyber, Neurotech, and CIBR, or the Chinese Institute of Brain Research. Now you might be thinking, hey, isn't Elon Musk trying to do the exact same thing with Neuralink? Well, yeah, but his goal is very different from that of China. While Neuralink and other Western companies are trying to use BCIs to help people with disabilities navigate the world around them, China is rapidly developing the brain chips and use the brains of healthy humans to improve their cognitive abilities. They even boasted about it in the Communist Party ethical guidelines from February 2024. And while China is trying to build an army of super smart humans, I should preface that they are against implanted BCIs, which could have devastating effects on healthy individuals because the technology is so young. For now, they're working on wearable BCI that could help with cognitive enhancement. So, do you think China is secretly building an army of super smart cyborgs that can control machines with their brains? Here's another video AI enthusiasts loved watching. This is AI Exposed, demystifying the world of artificial intelligence, one video at a time.